Oh, something different.
Matthew chapter 17, verses 5 and 6. He was still speaking when, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." When the disciples heard this, they fell on their faces and were terrified. So here were Peter, James, and John having the experience of their lifetime to that point. Seeing Jesus transfigured, seeing Moses and Elijah and recognizing them, though they did not know them in the flesh, seeing the three of them conversing, and then the glory of God descending like a cloud, and hearing the voice of the Alpha and Omega speaking. And how did they respond? They fell flat on their faces, not in adoration, but in terror. They were terrified. I can imagine how they must have been shaken. I look at that and I remember the Israelites, how they were terrified when they saw Moses' face shining when he came down from Mount Sinai. I remember the Israelites also, how terrified they were when the Lord spoke to them from the mountain and the mountain shook. Do you remember how it was that when Solomon consecrated or dedicated the temple to God, and the glory of God came down in the temple, how it was that the priests, they fell down, they could not stand up, they could not minister because of the glory? And then it causes me to wonder if some of us have really experienced the glory of God. Because these expressions are so different from the pompous, egotistical, better than you type behavior that many of us exhibit because we say we know God and we have had experience with God. But have you really? Is it possible to truly see God in His glory? Is it possible to see the glory of God, to see the real power of God and remain pompous? We probably need to check ourselves, because somehow it would seem that if you are exposed to the awesome power of God, it causes you to recognize your frailty. It causes you to recognize how insignificant you are. It causes you to recognize that you are unworthy. In other words, there is no basis for being prideful, but rather it leads to humility, almost terror. Do you remember Isaiah? When he saw the glory of God like a train filling the temple, He fell down. He said, woe is me, for I am undone. Yes, the prophet who had already been prophesied got distressed. He says that I am of a people of unclean lips. I'm in trouble. Because that's what a true experience with the great God does. For no flesh is able to glory in his presence. So if your flesh is glorying, it means you have not experienced his glory. So let us seek for his presence. Let us seek for his glory, because then surely we will walk in humility. God bless you. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And for more, join us at 9 a.m. on Sunday mornings at 10 Union Square, Crossroads. If you can't be there in person, join us virtually via Facebook Live.